Kirk Jenkins with Challenger Pad Systems. I'm excited to welcome you to the very low moisture revolution.
This is the Challenger System Oscillating Pad Driver. With it, you can get results customers will think are miraculous. Let's take a quick look at the basic features of the Challenger Pad Driver. It looks like a floor buffer, but the comparisons are only superficial. At the top are the comfortable foam grips, the stainless steel switch lever, and a 35-foot strain relief connected power cord. We've allowed plenty of clearance under the fork for easy lifting and 5-inch non-marring rubber wheels for great mobility. The steel reinforced vinyl bumper prevents baseboard and furniture damage, and the bolted assembly makes disassembly easy if necessary. Under here is the Velcro drive plate, and this is one of the specialized gliders. Notice this glider has Velcro on it. Gliders with Velcro are placed on the floor with the Velcro side up, while the Holy glider requires no Velcro and may be used on either side. That's the main machine, but there's some more equipment you'll need, and I'll show you that in just a second. As with anything worth learning, using the Challenger Pad system to its fullest potential will require some practice, but in almost no time the results will be amazing. The Challenger is designed to be sturdy, but you'll want to take maximum care of your investment, so we'll discuss how to transport the gear effectively. But first, here's the basic gear I mentioned earlier. The basics include a 2-gallon pump sprayer, an upright vacuum, cleaning chemicals I will recommend later, and 2 5-gallon buckets. First, fill one bucket about half full of hot tap water and put 6 to 8 terry pads in the bucket to soak. Next, place a glider on the carpet with the Velcro side up. Remove a pad from the bucket and wring it lightly so some water remains in the pad. Center the terry pad over the glider, then roll the driver with the handle in the upright position over the pad. Center the driver over the pad and over the glider beneath the pad. Always make sure the terry pad clears the outside of the driver, or you can build up fibers in the Velcro and reduce the grip of the driver. It's important to note that the cleaning chemicals make shoes very, very slick. Customers can slip and fall on hard floors if they walk over the freshly cleaned area. That's why you should always start in the most used rooms nearest the kitchen and other main traffic areas. This gives these areas time to dry while you're working on the less used areas and minimizes the chance for customers to hurt themselves. Pre-spray the area you want to clean. Only spray about 10 feet by 10 feet so it won't evaporate too quickly. Now it's time to get to work. Push the machine slightly forward by the handle grips. Press the foot release lever down, then bring the handle toward you. To start the machine, first push in the safety button. Pull up on the stainless steel switch lever under the right handle grip and hang on for your life. Hey, just kidding. This is smooth and easy, and notice how quiet it is. Once the machine is on, you need to start it moving forward and back. If you don't keep the machine in motion, it can cause damage to some carpet, so keep it going forward and back, forward and back. Overlap your strokes by about half the width of the driver base. Operate the machine like a vacuum cleaner, not a buffer, and always stay behind the machine as it works. Once you have cleaned the pre-sprayed area, release the lever and the machine will shut off. Make sure the area you are cleaning is a little damp as you go. We're ready to change the pads in just a moment. Transporting the Challenger equipment correctly will keep the machine working properly and minimize damage to the vehicle. Notice the clearance for easy uploading. Never drop the machine out of the vehicle. And when negotiating curbs or steps, pull backwards rather than trying to push over. Okay, let's change a pad. Flipping the glider off, you can see how much grime the pad picks up. The Challenger does not use the center part of the pad for cleaning, so a clean spot here is normal. The pads should be washed after every use. Don't use one pad on dry carpet, and don't use one too long before flipping it over to the clean side or changing. You don't have to remove the glider before the pad. Just pull the pad loose and the glider is ready for the next pad. Please note that you should never start the machine in the upright position. The drive plate moves at 1,725 revolutions per minute. Some carpet piles and uneven flooring may cause the Challenger to tend to drift in a specific direction. In such cases, just get behind the machine and let the machine choose the direction until that area is finished. The machine is typically easy to maneuver, but some situations will vary. If the pads seem to be wearing too quickly, you may be using the pad too long during the job and should change your pads more frequently. Pads shouldn't be used on dry areas of carpet, so make sure to use enough water. Also, too much bleach when laundering can weaken the cotton fibers and produce holes. If the machine is vibrating, the glider may not be centered under the pad. Make sure the drive plate is tight and centered on its hub. Drying time is usually 30 minutes to an hour depending on the time of year and the climate. If you applied too much chemical, the carpet may take longer to dry. In that case, go ahead and briefly dry pad that area, especially if it is close to a slippery area like a tile floor. Always vacuum after the job. The Challenger system comes with 2 different gliders for the various conditions that arise. For unpadded commercial grade, Berber, or low looped carpet, use the Holy Glider. For padded and taller carpets that are harder to maneuver, use the Solid Glider. For heavily soiled or matted carpet, the Holy Glider is more aggressive. It may produce more carpet fuzz, but it gets the job done. There are various cleaners on the market, but after extensive testing, we're most satisfied with Davies Orbit Clean CPS. It mixes 1 quart to 2 gallons. Additional pads and chemical cleaner are available with just a phone call to Challenger Pad Systems.
Let's take a quick look at some of the features that the Challenger Pad Machine has. This is the Challenger Pad Systems Oscillating Machine. With it, you can get results customers will think are miraculous. The steel reinforced vinyl bumper prevents baseboard and furniture damage, and the bolted assembly makes disassembly easy and if necessary. Under here is your specialized Velcro dry plate. If you notice, there's a series of screws here. This can be unscrewed, the plate can be removed with a new plate. This is the Solid Glider. If you notice, it has Velcro on one side. That is so it will adhere to the pad on top of it. You can use this glider if the machine seems to want to go its own way. This actually makes it easier to maneuver. This is a patented Holy Glider. The use of this is to be more aggressive on your dirtier carpets along with your short nap commercial grade carpets. The reason for the holes is to add more agitation plus utilize more of your pad. The center of your pad is utilized more so by the holes and therefore picks up more of the dirt. Okay, now we're ready to change the pad. What I normally do is tilt the machine back, throw it on my foot, let it rest that way. You'll notice that's the pattern that's left behind from the Holy Glider. The Holy Glider will stay there. See, if it has no Velcro, it will stay in place. When you change the pad, pull it off like that. If you feel that the pad is too dirty on this side, you want to chuck it to the side. You don't even want to use it. But seeing as in this case it's not that dirty, you can use the other side. So you apply the clean side down and reverse the whole thing. Push your machine up on the pad, push down the lever, kick back. And this is just a demonstration of a pad, what it can look like, lightly soiled carpet. This is what it's going to look like most of the time. Good and dirty. So when you're done with this pad being this dirty, notice I use both sides. You just throw it in your extra bucket. This is your Solid Glider. Tilt the machine back, kick it on your foot, and make sure the cording is all wrapped around your foot. This makes the machine really smooth. It's much smoother. A little louder too. This is a much smoother operation. It is, that's one of the characteristics of this glider. Being solid, you can just maneuver it around any which way you want to put it. But it doesn't clean as well. It does stick to the pad. Okay, I'm going to show you the differences between these gliders. That's the Holy Glider, and I've just got through using the Solid Glider with Velcro. When you pull your machine back, this, as you notice, will stick to the pad. It's got the Velcro. This is the pattern it leaves. It doesn't quite clean as well as the other because you can only clean in this area here. But this glider itself will make this machine maneuver much easier. So if you have a hard time maneuvering the machine with the Holy Glider, just pull this one out. It works just fine. If you'll notice, this is a brand new machine with a brand new Velcro dry plate on the bottom. You do not have to worry about it getting full of cotton. It actually works better and more gentle on your pads. This is an older one. This is totally plugged. This is 2 years old. I've never cleaned it. It's very easy on pads. But one thing you do have to watch out for, when you get the machine, it is brand new. You do not want to set it on carpet with no pad underneath it and hit the button. You always want to make sure when this machine's in upright position, not in use, you want to always have a pad underneath the machine at all times. I want to talk about the maintenance and the care of your pads. When you get them new like this, they're naturally fluffy, very absorbent, but they could be costly if you don't use them wisely. You could wear them out, over bleach them. For an example, if you use the pad on one side, not the other side, your pads are going to last longer. If you use them too much, too long, constantly doing, say, a full house on one pad, of course it's going to wear it out. You'll get approximately 50 to 75 jobs per pad. When they start to look like this, holes in them, wore out very thin, throw them out. They're absolutely useless. But once again, you want to take care of these pads. You do not want to bleach them or dry them in a dryer. The reason why you don't want to bleach them, it's premature life. They will not last as long. And if you dry them, they have a tendency to shrink and cup up. So basically, that's all you do is use one side. If you want to use both sides, that's fine, but you're going to wear them out prematurely. Okay, this is Davy's Orbit Clean. It's our chemical of choice. It pretty much is designed and developed for this system, mainly because it does not foam. It has a lubricant agent in it, so it's easier on your pads, your pad wear, and distortion on the carpet. So therefore, when you want to do a very, very dirty soiled carpets, you would want to add a full quart of Orbit Clean to a 2-gallon sprayer. Now you don't have to do that all the time. What you need to do is on lightly soiled carpets, 8 ounces to 2 gallons, or 4 ounces to a gallon. Does this make any sense?